Let he who is without sin slam the first dunk. Jesus Christ. Space Jam is the purest telling of the hero's journey since the Odyssey. The movie starts with a young Michael Jordan growing up to achieve his dreams of being a pro basketballer. But he's unhappy. He decides he wants to play baseball too. He's looking for something, but he doesn't know what. His teammates treat him like a god among men, which he doesn't desire. He has maintained his humility, but he still hasn't reached the top of Maslow's hierarchy of needs. He doesn't realize that you have to truly bloody suffer and rise to a task of responsibility to achieve true happiness. Michael Jordan. Let's examine that name. His last name is Jordan. He's named after me, the greatest philosopher of the modern era. But that's just half of it. It's fitting that his name is Michael. Michael is the archangel in the Bible. The thing about being archangel is he has to lead all the other angels against the devil, the physical manifestation of evil. And that's exactly what Michael Jordan has to bloody do. He has to use leadership to fight pure evil. And that's hard. Damn hard. He's a king. Kings represent order. He is a king going into battle with his knights, including his most loyal knight, Wayne Knight. He's willing to dig up a whole bloody golf course at night to find his king. But here's the thing, he's not king yet. Next we see where the monstrous aliens of the movie live. You may think, why space? What the hell does Looney Tunes and basketball have to do with space? Okay. In this film, space is the devil's domain. Hell is often described not as a place of human torture, but as suffering purely because it is the farthest you can be from God. Normally, we see heaven as above, and so the furthest place from the sky is underground. But the thing about rabbits is they live underground, as we find out when Jordan is sucked underground trying to get his golf ball out the hole. So that makes Bugs Bunny God in a cartoon heaven underground. And what is the opposite of underground? Outer space. Okay, so Bugs is God. What does that really mean? Well, Bugs can manipulate reality, but he chooses to let others have free will. This is the difference between the devil and God. The Monstars want to remove the free will of the people by enslaving them. Even when not directly chaining people up, they steal other basketball players' talent. And that's rough, man. Can you imagine losing the ability that you built your whole identity around? Now, that's hell. The devil, of course, is Danny DeVito. He wants to prevent people from self-actualizing their identity by distracting them with space amusement parks. And man, amusement parks are just about the most chaotic place you can visit. You can read about this in the Gulag Archipelago. But God isn't so axiomatic. He can live in peace, but also use chaos for good. So, God/Bugs also has endless ability to love, as shown by his large kiss on the mouth to Michael Jordan. This love is what makes Jordan able to abandon his comfortable life, to fight evil. But he can't defeat evil from heaven. Like Jesus, he has to return to earth to change the fate of humanity. Before he fights evil, he makes the cartoons sneak into his house and clean his room. And so he plays the Monstars in basketball. But it wouldn't be a good story if it was bloody easy. They struggle, and just when it almost seems hopeless, Bugs Bunny gives them all a fake magic potion. And suddenly the tide turns. This frustrates the devil. He may live in chaos, but that doesn't mean he doesn't have plans. So Michael Jordan, due to his crippling gambling addiction, goes double or nothing. He'll become the personal slave to the devil if he loses. That's bloody rough. Playing basketball and being forced to lose to alien children for all time. You don't know, man. It's pure courage is what it is. The devil lusts for power, but Bugs only lusts for Lola Bunny. And okay, you may ask, why is Lola Bunny in the story? Well, what else would you be fucking fighting for? Anyway, Michael is the spiritual connection between God and man. In this case, man is represented by Bill Murray. Bill Murray walking onto the court shows that man is willing to accept the personal responsibility and self-actualize to be able to save their own souls. And so Michael is able to ascend to godhood by believing he can fly and gains the cartoon power to stretch his arms really bloody far. He tamed the fire in his soul and transcended his corporeal form. He becomes good incarnate. They really nailed it with this movie. The myth of Space Jam will last for 1,000 generations. I want to end on a powerful quote. If jamming be the food of love, slam on. William Shakespeare.